All right, let's get into it. Have you ever wondered why our brains, which are, these amazing marvels of evolution, seem to just completely short circuit in our modern world? Well, it turns out there's a really good reason. You're not running the latest OS. Nope. You're running on software that was designed for a world that, well, it doesn't even exist anymore.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a little story. Honestly, it explains pretty much everything. Picture this. It's 40,000 years ago. You've got two of your ancestors out on the savannah. One of them, he's a real thinker, hears a rustle in the bushes and decides to wait for more evidence. The other one, total mess, jumpy, paranoid, hears that same rustle and just bolts. So which one do you think we're descended from? Yeah, not the one who waited around to see if it was a saber-toothed tiger. We come from a long line of people who ran first and asked questions later. And that hair trigger better safe than sorry instinct, that's the factory default setting in your brain. And that right there, that brings us to the absolute core of what we're talking about today. It's called the mismatch problem. Think about it. Our brains were built for a world of small tribes and very real, very immediate physical threats, like a tiger. But today, we're dealing with global supply chains, algorithmic news feeds, viral misinformation. It's like we're trying to run the latest virtual reality game on a computer from 1985. Our brains are using caveman software, and let's be honest, they are not handling the update well at all.
So, okay, what kind of glitches are we talking about here? What does this outdated software actually do? Well, you can think of your brain as having this ancient assembly line, and its main job to pump out suspicion and flawed thinking. Now, these weren't always flaws. They were shortcuts that kept us alive. So let's take a little tour of that factory floor, shall we? All right, first stop on the assembly line is something called hyperactive agency detection. And you gotta understand, this was originally a feature, not a bug. It's basically your brain's inner conspiracy theorist. Back in the day, it was absolutely genius for assuming that rustle in the bushes wasn't the wind, but something with teeth and claws that wanted to eat you. But today, when some huge, complex global event happens, that same system kicks in and insists there has to be a villain pulling the strings. It just can't wrap its head around the idea that sometimes big, messy, complicated things just happen. No puppet master required.
Okay, next up, we've got a feature that makes it mentally painful to be wrong. It's called cognitive dissonance. You know that feeling, right? When you see some piece of evidence that totally contradicts something you deeply, deeply believe. Your brain doesn't just see it as new information, it sees it as a personal attack. And that's why changing your mind can feel like you're losing a battle. It's easier, a lot of the time, to just reject the new fact and double down, just to protect who you think you are. And for our final stop on this tour, oh, this is a good one, the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is such a tricky little glitch in our programming. It's this weird upside-down world where the less you know about something, the more confident you are that you're an expert on it. It creates this totally dangerous situation where the people with the loudest opinions are often the ones with the least knowledge. And what's wild is that this effect follows a really predictable path. People start out with this massive burst of overconfidence. They call it climbing Mount Stupid. And you can see that thinking right here. The amateur is all about the data clearly shows. So simple, so certain. But the real expert? They've been through it all. They've seen the complexity, and they're way more cautious. They sound more like the famous physicist Richard Feynman, who basically said, I have some pretty good guesses, but I'm not absolutely sure about anything. What a difference, right? So, look, these glitches we've been talking about, back in the Stone Age, they were probably just minor bugs. No big deal. But when you take that old software and plug it into the super fast, high-tech hardware of our modern world, whoa, that's when they become critical system failures. This is where things get really serious. I mean, just think about it. Our brains were never designed for this. Never. We're getting hit with a fire hose of information every single day, more than our ancestors saw in a lifetime. And we're living in what they call an attention economy. The goal of these platforms isn't to show you what's true. It's to show you what gets you angry or excited or scared enough to click and share. And on top of all that, these clever algorithms are busy building these little echo chambers around us, just feeding us more and more of what we already believe. It's a perfect storm. And the result of this epic mismatch between our ancient brains and our modern tech, it is absolutely staggering. It can really be summed up in one single, powerful, and honestly, kind of terrifying number.
And here's the kicker. Misinformation doesn't just spread by accident. It's not a bug. It's a feature of the system. It spreads faster, way faster, because it's perfectly engineered to hijack our Stone Age brains. It pushes all the right buttons. Simple stories, high emotions, us versus them narratives. The actual truth? Well, it's often complicated. It's nuanced. And frankly, it can be kind of boring. But a good conspiracy theory, from a pure let's get clicks perspective, it's a perfect product.
And when you look at it like this, the difference is, well, it's just stark, isn't it? In the big race for our attention, the truth is basically starting a mile behind the starting line. The whole digital world we live in has this massive, systemic, built-in advantage for lies.
Okay, so is that it? Are we just doomed? Is our programming just too old to fix? No, not at all. The good news is, once you understand how the factory works, you can start to debug the system. You can actually install a firmware update for your own brain.
So how do we actually do that? Well, it comes down to a pretty simple 3-step mental update. Step 1, just slow down. Your ancient brain is screaming at you to react, to share, to get angry right now. You have to fight that urge. Step 2, embrace a little humility. Seriously, it's one of the most powerful tools you have. Admitting you don't know something is a superpower. And third, cultivate curiosity. So the next time you see something that challenges what you believe, instead of getting defensive and feeling attacked, try to get excited. See it as a chance to learn something new, not a fight you have to win. And this might just be the most powerful question you can ever ask yourself. I'm serious, try this next time you're in a debate, even if it's just with yourself. Ask, what evidence would it take to change my mind on this? And if the honest answer is nothing, well then you have to face the fact that you're not dealing with evidence anymore. You're dealing with pure belief. So let's end with this. Look, you're never going to completely get rid of these ancient biases. They are baked into your hardware. That's not the goal. The goal is just to notice when they're running wild and then gently, redirect them. Your brain is this incredible, amazing pattern-seeking machine. Your only job is to aim that superpower at the right things. Like, say, why do hot dogs come in packs of 10 when the buns come in packs of 8? Now that's a mystery worth your brain power.